back to another edition of Voices on the Hill. I'm your host, Corey King, and I'm here with the Hoopers of RSU men's basketball, Josh, Caden, and Evan. Fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on the show. The season's winding down, coming into like the last stretch before tournament time. Just, punched our ticket into the MIAA tournament postseason. So congratulations to y'all.
Appreciate it.
For sure. But today is today. How are we doing today? Are we feeling good? Class is going well. I know y'all all online, so y'all some lucky jokers over there. But Josh, you medical biology, you all right?
Yeah,
I know your brain be killing you throughout the day.
It's tough. It's definitely tough.
Yeah. What kind of classes are you in on the daily basis?
So I actually just switched my major. I'm more of a business guy now,
gosh, update the
yeah, I gotta update it.
Update the site. That's on me.
But just conflict resolution is one of my classes. I got legal environment. I got ethics.
Ooh.
Yeah, nothing too great, but
in the prime business classes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they tough, bro. I mean, conflict resolution. What do they give you like a scenario, and then you're like, a management position, and you kind of gotta figure out how to handle it? Is that what basically the gist of it is?
Yeah, no, I actually just got done watching our teammate do one of those. He had to be the manager in a performance review.
Okay.
And talk to an employee, but
a lot of skits.
Yeah, a lot of skits.
A lot of skits. Do you tap in? Do you tap into the guy, like who you are? Do you tap into the character? You know what I'm saying? Do you find the space?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you've seen me as a coach. You know how I handled it.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Should we do one right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see you tap into one.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
I got a scenario.
Okay, perfect.
Caden gets punched in the face in the workplace. Conflict resolution. Let's go, Josh.
Who punched him? Which one of us? Which punched him?
Oh, it's got to be somebody.
We got to be the people that are here.
The manager. Okay, it would be me.
All right.
So you punched him.
What'd you punch me for?
What was the situation?
You just walked into my office, and I didn't want to see your face, so I just milli rocked you.
Oh,
wowzers!
Right.
That's crazy. You're the manager.
All right, what you doing?
So first off, I gotta talk to Caden, get his feedback. Has this been going on? Is this like a normal action that Mr. Anderson's doing? Then I would talk to Evan over here and see, is there any way we can solve this conflict? Are you gonna like stop being mad at Caden and
wait? You're not firing him on the spot?
No. He's a higher up.
Wait.
I'm assuming he's higher than you are.
You're a peasant.
For sure.
Wait.
So
he's definitely like mine.
So he's way more needed than you are.
Oh, so you're just letting him hit me though?
You might have a punchable face. I don't know.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Wow. All right.
Like I said, you come into my office and you provoke me.
Okay.
Every day.
Yeah.
So I mean, just one day I just lost it and just.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
You just gave him one piece, like not even like
nothing crazy.
It wasn't like
it didn't hurt. Like
we didn't give him a
it
straight up 3-piece combo or nothing.
You call it a muff.
Okay.
All right.
Caden, how do you respond to such actions? You know what I'm saying, as the CEO overseeing everything. How do you?
Oh, I'm the CEO.
No. I'm the CEO.
You're the CEO.
I'm the CEO.
Josh is our manager.
Okay, what happens if I hit him back though?
Well, we don't appreciate retaliation
Okay.
at this company, at this organization. Obviously, we will have repercussions for Evan for his actions.
Yeah.
Won't end in termination by any means, but there will be a suspension for at least 2 weeks and maybe some classes for anger management.
I'm not gonna lie, lawsuits coming.
Lawsuit. I should
we
file
would
for.
appreciate to handle this in-house.
Oh, right.
We do not want to involve the lawyer in legal action. But if that's the route that you choose, just know we will, handle it accordingly.
Okay. All right.
I got two things before we move on.
Yeah.
You want to talk about lawsuits?
Yeah.
Number one, it's Black History Month. Number two, that could be a hate crime because you punched a person of ethnic background on Black History Month. So that could be a hate crime.
No. We saying that you punched me though.
But you said what happens if you punch me back?
Oh, but I did.
If you did,
But I didn't.
Hate crime. Black History Month.
We definitely
lawsuit.
jumping that up.
Okay,
We're going crazy.
right.
We're going federal. Straight to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And Tulsa too.
Oh,
just
yeah,
outside of
it's
Tulsa.
over with.
Yeah.
Done.
It's not looking
Done.
pretty for you.
From that North.
Yeah.
Thank you for running that hypothetical with us. That was excellent. You did a great job. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
job.
Good job, Josh. You learned something from class, man.
C-minus.
That's how you apply it. That's good work. Okay, all right. Well, look, let's we're gonna get off of the business topics and the conflict resolutions. Let's talk about basketball. You know what I'm saying? Talk about this team that we got going on at RSU. Been blessed to watch you guys play, kind of just watch y'all grow throughout this whole year. Kind of talk about some of the high points, some of the low points, some of the, because it's a journey, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a marathon throughout the whole season. So kind of talk about, what you guys are experiencing throughout this whole year so far.
I'm going to go first. So I'll say definitely at the start we had very high expectations for all the talent and the people coming back to this team, especially me. Coming into a transfer, coming to a new team, I looked to have high hopes, obviously. So came in thinking we were going to do good, and we started off good in our scrimmages. Against Wichita State, we did pretty good versus them, and then our other two scrimmages performed pretty good. And at the start of the season, didn't see instant gratification, which was kind of hard, and especially just because of the expectations we had and all the work we put in the off season. So, but yeah, definitely playing wise, we just continue to grow and we continue to be resilient, which I'm very proud of in playing on this team. And a lot of guys are stepping up, even when some guys aren't performing well certain games. Other guys step up, and I can honestly say everybody on this team really wants to win. When things aren't going our way, if somebody has a bad game that game, they're not necessarily down themselves because they had a bad game. They're still very happy because we won, and it's a very good thing to have in this team. And going into the end of our season and the conference tournament, we just got to keep our momentum we have going, and hopefully we can keep going and get a ship and go to the NCAA tournament.
100%.
For sure. I mean, to tail off what he said, like at the beginning of the year, playing Minot and Concordia St. Paul, as Coach Bark told us, like, he didn't know how good they were going to be when he signed that. You know what I'm saying? So, as Coach Bark told us yesterday, we have a top 10 strength schedule in America. I mean, we've been tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've won the last 8 out of 10, right? 7 out of 10, something like that. And I mean, that's big. And going into, getting this momentum, we got UCO on Thursday. If we take care of business these last 2 weeks, we could really put ourselves in a great spot to, like, as he said, make that NCAA tournament. Go to the conference tournament, take care of business, and make the NCAA tournament. And that would be the first time in 4 years since RSU's been there, I mean, and it's been a long season, but we've grown as people and as players. Like, I mean, this team is one of the most talented teams I've ever been a part of. And I've played with dudes that are at Villanova now and stuff like that. This team's special. We got scorers, we got defenders. I mean, I think this guy should be the conference player defender of the year.
100%.
Like, no joke.
Every
he
game.
locks down. And you put a matchup in front of him, you're gonna lock him down.
Yeah.
I mean, just simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And we got Isaac Johnson and Rodney Battle who can really go get one. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Kofi. Kofi's gonna go. He's going to rebound and play defense, and he's going to go above the rim and dunk it every time. 100%. You know what I'm saying? This team's special, and I think we can do a lot of special things together if we stay together and we keep with the momentum.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so as a person that's been here for 3 years, seen a lot of people and a lot of teams, definitely feel like we have what it takes to go far, definitely in the conference tournament. And even if we get the chance the NCAA tournament, like to piggyback Caden, we definitely have the talent. I mean, we have Evan over here, who's one of the best shooters in the conference as well, and he's one of the best defenders on ball and off ball. We have bucket getters with Isaac and Rod. We have Caden, who can get a bucket in the post. Spin move technician, some would say, but
pump fake, step through,
up through every time.
I see you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see you
every time.
But no, we definitely have the talent, and I feel like we're starting to get the chemistry really on the right track, and I think that's honestly what it will take to go win in March, which is our goal at least. But this is definitely the best record in conference since I've been here. But I think we definitely have what it takes to keep going and hopefully have a good run in March.
Y'all are it's well balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, and then you got guys like Rum coming off the bench. Sam is a shooter. So you got guys who are, good plug and play. Nate comes off the bench and relieves you very well. A strong post player, sets really good screens. But, it seems, it has been evolving and changing. Ev, you kind of been, got a little spark plug. I feel like, I've been thinking this to myself. Since we did our Hillcat versus Joe's, when we did three-point contest, you've been just lighting it up from the three-point range. Like, it just felt like you just came like a new person. Coming off the dribble shooting, I felt like in the beginning part of the season, it was a lot of catch and shoot scenarios for you. I think when we moved Kofi into the starting lineup, that really unlocked, who you were as a basketball player, coming off the dribble, shooting threes, coming off screens and shooting it. Caden, for you, bro, like it's just, it's all about that post work for you.
Yeah.
And then obviously you already have the ability to stretch the floor with the mid range and a few threes at a time. And Josh, like obviously when you get in there, it's three-point shooting time. You know what I'm saying? It's go ahead and catch and shoot that thing. So I do want to kind of like break down your guys' individual games from your standpoint on people who have influenced you, because it's so, at the end of the game, like, it's a copycat, it's a copycat league that what you do, and you kind of, emulate people that you aspire to be like. So, Josh, who are, people who you looked up to growing up to become the shooter that you are?
Shoot. So being an Oklahoma kid, having the last name Price, there's only one person I would have to look up to, and that would be former NBA All-Star Mark Price.
Yeah.
Played for the Cavs in the 90s, from Enid. Great shooter, one of the best ever, some would say, if you really look at it. But that's probably who I'd look up to.
Yeah, the people who don't know, like Mark Price was
He's a
sharp,
bucket.
He was that.
sharpshooter.
I ain't know
Yeah.
from Oklahoma.
He was that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's from Oklahoma too. He's born.
Enid.
Where's
Where
that
is
at?
that? I don't know.
A little bit north of like Oklahoma City area.
Got you. But no, Bud definitely was a bucket. Gave a lot of playoff experience against MJ back in the 90s and everything. So no, definitely, yeah, Mark Price was that dude for sure. How about for you, Caden?
I mean, I would say, like, especially on this team, like, I feel like I'm a role guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my role is to set screens, get these dudes open. You know what I'm saying? Rebound the ball, play defense. So, I mean, I feel like Dennis Rodman would be one, because that dude was a junkyard dog, the definition of it. He'd just get dirty, do whatever it took to win. And then, I mean, offensively, I really, really like Jokic's game, man. He's just so fundamentally smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, from being overseas, those dudes just get it. They understand the game. I mean, just like you were saying, spin moves, up fakes. I love that. Like, that's just, that technician is just, I would say that's Jokic is the guy.
And people don't have discipline
Oh, no.
anymore. Like a lot of times when you get excited playing defense, somebody up fakes, you jump.
Or you
at
trying
it.
to beat it.
Or you're trying to beat it to next week. You gotta give him that block party. You know what I'm saying? But a great, somebody that understands how to move it, fake, make it look like it's a shot, and then be able to pivot. And if he takes that one away, to have another move after that. It's like you said, Jokic is the best at having all of the counters. You know what I'm saying? To the jump hook, to the step fake, to the step through, and all that kind of good stuff. It's a beautiful game that he plays, and you emulate it very, very well, 100%. How about for you, Ev?
I'll say growing up, one of my favorite players was Steph Curry. Remember when I was in 8th grade when he first came out with one of his first Under Armour shoes? I remember getting those, so he was a big influence on me. But also, just grew up watching dudes like Ray Allen and Klay Thompson and dudes like that, like really good catch and shooters. So growing up watching them and just seeing what they did well and like footwork and stuff like that, and doing a bunch of drills they had on YouTube and stuff, watching those things and kind of try to implement those into my game.
Yeah. I want to talk about, a lot of things. I watch a lot of basketball podcasts. I think we probably watch more basketball podcasts than I watch football podcasts, just because basketball is my first love. But, the stature and the body size that I've got,
Right.
was more, driven towards football. But, basketball is such a beautiful art behind it. And I want to talk about, for the shooters in the room, J.J. Redick talking about his footwork and that he worked on every type of footwork. You know what I'm saying? You coming 2 feet landing, one left, right, left, because you never know what you're going to need during the game. What kind of stuff do you guys work on, during practice, shooting drills, all that kind of stuff to emulate what a game would be like? And how difficult is that?
Shoot, I guess I'll take it. Mainly just putting in what the coaches have. We do a lot of roll-ups every day, so playing off 1, 2, or even going off 2 feet from the jump, like a jump stop. Something I've definitely been working on as of late is working on like my footwork off of flare screens, because a lot of our plays tend to have flare screens in them.
Yeah.
So that's definitely been the main things I've been focusing on.
Is it different? Like, how does the footwork change when you're coming off a flare screen?
Just more of just like when you're coming down from a pin down, it's more of you're going straight. So it's just 1-2. While if you're going off a flare screen, it's usually laterally, or even you might be on a back pedal more of.
Yeah.
But just stuff like the angle of what you're coming from.
You try to generate that
Yeah.
momentum to push it
Forward, yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what Josh was saying about, like, depending on what type of screen or action you're coming off of, a lot of things with shooting is, like, balance, right? So when you're coming off, like, a down screen, like Josh said, you're pretty much already square, so your balance isn't really, like, leaning or right to left or whatever. But, like, coming off a flare, I know I had a problem with early in college because our offense at UFIS was mainly, like, coming off of pin downs and flares constantly. So the thing I had to focus on was, like, trying to control my momentum while, like, trying to separate from your defender, right? Because when someone's guarding you and you're trying to get off a flare, you have to position yourself to come off the screen at a certain angle so he can't just get in the passing lane and deny you. So that's a big thing with, like, I try to focus on as well when I'm, like, shooting on the gun or shooting with Coach Daly or whoever I'm working out with. Like, when I am doing this footwork, like, kind of, like, work your way into going faster. Like, I start, like, kind of slow, like, just making sure I get my footwork right. And then as I keep going within the drill, like, try to go a little faster because in the game you're not going to be going slow. Like I said, you have someone guarding you. So that's a big thing, like, just making sure you implement that because obviously you don't have someone guarding you when you're working out. So, like,
Right.
what you were saying, how do you implement that? Basically just try to go at game speed as much as you can because the more reps you have at game speed, I'd say that's better. So if you got, like, 15 makes off of game speed compared to getting 100 threes just catch and shoot, I'd say the 15 threes are more effective
Yep.
because it's a real live action thing instead of just catch and shoot. Now, that stuff can help. Like, obviously, shoot on the gun or whatever, you want to get a certain amount of catch and shoot shots just to get your rhythm in. But the more game reps you have as a shooter within your practice, I feel like that helps you carry over to a game and what makes you a better effective shooter.
100%. I also want to talk about for you, Ev, is shooting off the dribble and your elevation and how high you get off the ground when you elevate off of that three. What things do you focus on to get that elevation, and how hard is it to, you're moving full speed off of a screen and you have to read it. Big man's playing low in the drop coverage. I'm pulling this. So what goes through your head when you're coming off that screen?
Shooting wise, I think there is a kind of a difference, like, compared to when you catch and shoot compared to when you come off the dribble, because, like, catch and shoot, you're more, like, loading into it compared to when you're dribbling, you're already going at full speed. So, like, kind of with me, I have to mentally tell myself, like, okay, you don't have to put as much, like, power into it, because if I do it like I'm doing a regular catch and shoot, I'm going to overshoot it, and that's where I sometimes shoot long if I'm coming off the dribble. But from a coming off screen standpoint of reading, it's just, I guess it just came with reps growing up. Like, growing up, I played point guard because I was always kind of short and small, so it really wasn't guarding, like, the 2 and the 3s.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of helped with just my vision, and then how my AAU life was growing up. My coach, he's an assistant coach in Connor Word now, but growing up with him, like, he was very heavy on like, being able to read and know how to play basketball, which is, I think, kind of helped me, especially when I was younger and not as big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's what helped me now become, like, things like be a better defender and just being able to read the game of basketball, just knowing how to play, which I think a lot of kids nowadays, especially people that are, like, way more talented than me, like, I can just still outplay them because I know how to play the game. So things of being able to come off a screen and backside guys coming over, you got to skip past, or like you said, the big man's in drop, you can pull up if he comes up, you got the dish off, and just being able to just learn basketball and just having a high IQ, I think really helps me with my game and doing those things.
Super important. I think that's something that we sometimes don't teach enough of. I think I was looking at this video that Kobe was talking about, that it's a reactionary basketball. A lot of times we're playing this drive, drive, and we're kicking, we're elevating because we're so athletic that you can just jump over somebody and just pass it. Instead of being where, the triangle offense, you knew his film study told you if he's here, that means, or, the bigs and drop coverage, I can pull this. If he's up, I'm going to pass it and dish it. If he's up and somebody's in the lane to tag the roller, my corner man's open, or we're going to get into an X out. We got to pass it up to one more to the 45. So it's so I think the college ball, Euro ball does a really, really good job. You got a job of that. I think the AAU circuit a little bit different because of so limited with practice time.
For sure.
But before we get into the AAU circuit and all that kind of stuff, Caden, for you, I feel like this offense that we play, the ball finds your hands a lot of the time. You are in a very Jokic type role. where you have the ability to go into a dribble handoff, kick into a screen, or even get into a lot of times that you see Draymond do, slip the screen with a reach out dribble in front of you. Talk about how much development had to take you to get comfortable in that role, because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot that you're seeing, trying to read. Guys are cutting off of you. Guys are coming up to you to cut, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Man, like you said, it's a lot. Going from high school, I mean, I was strictly back to the basket.
Yeah.
Like, it was nothing else. It was straight hooks, face up, get to your spot, go up. You know what I'm saying? So playing out in this offense, it's different because, like you said, it's so many reads. You know what I'm saying? And what helped me a lot was Coach Boone in the summer, talking to me, telling me, hey, watch all this film he was sending me. Watch it. I want you to read this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And playing with him, he's very smart. Like you said, thinking the game. He would tell me, look at this. If this happens, look at that. So it helps a lot being around older guys, like Isaac, Rod, Ev, Kof. I mean, we have old dudes on the team, and they understand the game. And I'm still young. I'm a sophomore, you know what I'm saying? So learning all that helped. And like you said, it is a Jokic role. Like, if you watch the league, Jokic is out on the top of the key a lot. And then he gets into a DHO or a ball screen or a slip or a rescreen, and he'll get to a spot on the block.
Yep.
I mean, in watching all that tape, it definitely helped, but also all the practice reps, In the preseason, I had got injured, so I wasn't really in it. So I really didn't get to feel what it felt like. All I got to see was, Big Nate running it.
Right.
Because I had to sit out and watch. But getting into it and finally understanding it, this offense can be super dangerous if we're all on cue. I mean, like, I know it was earlier in the year, but Fort Hays, we had like 23 assists. We just worked the ball against them, and we guarded them.
Yep.
It's just this offense can be very dangerous if we're all right.
And it's super fun when you guys are in a flowing motion. You got between you and Rod coming off screen, even Isaac, because it's so hard to guard when you're guarding a 4-5 screen. So now you got somebody that isn't predominantly a guy that should be in a ball screen with a person that really doesn't like being in a ball screen with the big. That makes it's a tough coverage. And then Isaac able to stretch the floor, can shoot off the dribble, can get to the rack, and then you got pure shooters just hanging around. So it's definitely a beautiful offense that you guys run. But on the defensive end, Coach Barkley is
mastermind,
adamant. That's something that RSU has been known for throughout all these years. And excuse me, as a new person coming in, watching y'all, how much time y'all focus in on the defensive end. Kind of talk about what it's like to work with Coach Barkley, and two, like, how do you guys play on a streak? You know what I'm saying? Being able to help each other out and all that kind of stuff. What helps you guys when you guys are in the game?
Go ahead, Josh.
Just with his defense, I would say for anybody that doesn't know Coach Barkley, that's really all he cares about. He honestly brought in Coach Boone, who is a great offensive mind, to help him out in that thing because, last year we kind of struggled on the offensive end. We were definitely more of a defensive team. But if you're coming in as if you want to come play for RSU, you just better not be a front runner. That's definitely the highlight, I would say.
For sure.
Better not be a front runner, but just every day is definitely take defense as it's life or death. Caden's been in, and Evan, we've all done 40-second shutout. It's a drill he does, highlighting defense, and better get through it.
Yeah.
Better get through it.
What does that look like? What is the 40-second shutout? What does that consist of?
4-on-4 continuous, and you got to get stops in 40 seconds.
40 seconds of perfect defense to Coach Barkley's discretion.
He could end it for any reason.
He could
stand
end it
up and look wrong.
He could end it because you took too deep of a breath.
And
they
are not joking.
It depends
about
on
that.
his mood for that day. If we're just doing it to do it and get better, it's more lax. But when we had what game was it where we did it after a game?
We did it.
Might have been after the first week, and we came back and did it first.
We did,
practice back.
Yeah, we did.
And he was like I said, anything that he doesn't like, and especially depending on his mood, you could be getting off the court for anything.
My freshman year, scared little freshman. He was a fifth-year senior. His name was Jordan, and I literally remember it vividly. It was one of the first ones on 40-second shutout, he just goes, Jordan, I just don't like you today. Restart it. And like everybody just like stops and like, and we're all like, we don't know what to do, but no, it's a drill for the ages, honestly.
100%.
It's
Like-
more just a mental challenge.
Yeah.
He's just trying to test you.
He's
see
trying
if
to break
mentally
you.
strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be, because on the court you gonna get. There gonna be times where you like, I cannot go. But
Like
you
he's
got to.
talking about Jordan, right? Like last year, I was a freshman, and we were doing 40-second shutout, and I got tired, so I put my hands on my knees, and he restarted, because he said you're not allowed to be tired, you know. So it's just kind of one of those things. Like Ev said, it's a mental challenge.
Yeah.
Like you got to be strong to get through it.
It's there's something about being a coach and you having to find a way to break players. And I've been on the other side where I've been the player being broken. You know, we called them grit drills. I mean, we had them during the off season every Friday. So they'd have stations, 10 stations, and it's like a 3-minute, 4-minute thing, and it's just dumb. Throw the medicine ball as high as you can on the wall continuously. Ball slams continuously. Don't stop. You know, sprint drills, all that kind of different kind of stuff, just to try to find a way for you to go through the wall. And, you know, it sounds like this drill for y'all is the one that, you know, helps you with that. For conditioning wise, what's the go-to?
So Ev hasn't had to experience this yet, but last year we did turf. So we'd go out on that soccer field at 6:45 a.m. Well, how many times we do it a week? Twice?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. So we'd be out there twice. So we didn't do it this year. We just mainly focused on court conditioning and stuff like that. But last year the turf was that was the end all be all.
Yeah.
And but this year it was really just on the court sprints, and I feel like we got in more shape playing, because in the preseason I felt like y'all played a lot of 5-on-5. So
Because it was a new offense.
oh yeah, so we had to get a lot of
Gotta
reps.
rep it. Yeah.
But this year it was a lot of indoor stuff. Wasn't a lot of outdoor stuff. But last year the turf was that thing, you know. Yeah, it was different.
Especially in
for
the summer
sure.
when it's
Oh
hot.
yeah.
Ooh, boy,
Yeah.
it's not the life.
I won't throw a name out there, but there's a famous quote from last year's turf because it got pretty extreme. Won't shout his name out, but the quote was, "Coach, please."
As he's on his hands and
Yeah,
knees.
Bro,
laying
what?
on the ground, begging us not to do another sprint.
Bro, what? Coach, please is crazy.
Coach, please.
What is what y'all do on the turf? Just run sprints down the back or like lines?
So the first day of turf last year, I was late. I overslept.
Ah, nice.
So Coach Johnson comes and gets me from my room, right? And I run down there, and they're already getting into it. So I get into it, no stretch. I'm a freshman, first day of workouts, I'm late.
Yeah.
Man. So it was a lot of agility stuff, really. You know, it would start off with zigzags between cones, or, X's around cones. And then you would do, sprints up and down, and then you would end with a gut mile, which a gut mile is just, he doesn't care how long it takes you. You just got to get it done. And if you stop running, everybody restarts.
Oh,
So after every turf, you would end with a gut mile. So last year, conditioning, I would say last year was way harder than this year. But in the same aspect, they were playing a lot more, you know.
Right.
So
different kind of toll on the body.
right.
Different kind of toll on the body. Evan, for you, you're transferred. It's your first year at RSU. Talk about what that process is like. Obviously, you had a blessed scenario where your assistant coach came here, so you came into a comfortable situation. But transferring, still uncertainty, all that kind of stuff surrounding it. Tell us about what your process was like.
I'll say the biggest difference between, recruitment and like transferring versus coming out of high school, like just the time aspect. Like when I was in the transfer portal, I was on the phone like 3 times a day. And that's just a phone call, not counting the Twitter DMs, the text message you had to reply to, all that. So I mean, felt good to have that lifestyle back, especially like out of high school. I wasn't like highly recruited compared to how I was in the portal, so that was exciting. But yeah, definitely with the time that Boone came here, so like he didn't know he had this job for like the first, I think, 2 or 3 weeks I was in the transfer portal. So, I mean, I was still looking at other options, mainly in the same conference I was in. But, yeah, definitely that was a big part of it. You know, Jimmy was my guy at UFAS, you know, him and his dad, you know, taking me in as a freshman. They didn't have to because the coach that recruited me there, he moved on and went to a different school. So I was coming in there as a fresh head, not really knowing what I had going for me there. So I was very blessed with that situation, and definitely having him come over here and as welcoming as Barkley was and as good as he wanted me to come, was a big part of the process and wanted me to come here. So, yeah. But transfer portal is just a little different, just how fast it is, you know, and especially coaches constantly ask you, like, you know when you're going to sign, you know when you want to do this and that. You're like, you just got to – it's very mentally kind of straining. Like, I remember I'd have my ringer on all the time, and I'd be like – I kind of flinch every time the phone rang because I was like, dang, I got to talk to another person, which is – it sounds kind of wrong to say, but, like, I'm very blessed to have that, like, constantly phone call, but at a certain time you're like, it's kind of stressful because –
It's draining.
Yeah, it's really draining because I'm a type of person, too. I don't really like to let people down or, like, tell another coach, like – because I respect all the coaches that recruited me, and I'm very thankful for they thought I would help their program and they would give me another opportunity to play. So it's very, like, emotional, too. Like, I remember when I got down to my last 3 schools, when I had to call the other 2 coaches and let them know, like, hey, I'm going with RSU. I was excited, but I was kind of hurt, too, at the same time. I was like, I got to tell these people no. But I'm excited about going to no school. So, but, I mean, it was very, very cool process and something that, you know, if somebody gets the opportunity to do, it's something that's presents you with a new opportunity in life.
It's dope. Yeah, like, I mean, y'all blessed to have the transfer portal. That wasn't really big in where I was at, or at the time that I was playing, because like transferring was, if you transferred in the conference, you're out a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And transferring out, like even if you went somewhere else, you would almost be out a year.
Yeah.
If you went same level.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could play if you went up. If you went up, it was weird. It was weird transfer rules when I was coming through, but when the transfer portal came out, it was like it's like free agency. You know what I'm saying? You kind of go wherever you want.
Basically.
But you know, it is such a, unless you've ever experienced it, and like sometimes it happens in the workforce, that feeling of people like calling you like, hey, like we really want you. You really provide something. You know, a lot of times it's like maybe 1-2 people, but if you got a handful of like 5-6, well, that's a lot of energy that you got to put into these people, because you got to figure out just how they're trying to figure you out. You got to figure them out, because it's all about a good match. And it seems like for y'all, like y'all really enjoy it here as a good match, and that's important. I do want to pivot this real quick. Y'all have had a crazy last 2 weekends with some really crazy games. We'll go with Mo West first, Missouri Western. A back and forth game, pretty low scoring game for y'all. 58-56 if I recall. And you know, talk about being what it's like to be in a game like that, and then obviously, you know, Rodney hitting that last shot, being a part of that moment with him. Kind of talk about what that is like.
I'll say it's to me, it doesn't really hit me till like we get within the last minute, because like you said, when you're playing throughout the game, like it's a close game, but you're just playing. So like that emotion and that feeling, I say for me, doesn't really hit me till like once it gets down to the nitty gritty. Like in that Mo West game, I really say it didn't hit me like we were in that situation until we got that last defensive stop and we went down and we were supposed to run a play, but coach called a timeout. Then I was like, okay, this is a game, or win or go to overtime or whatever. So I mean, yeah, that goes back to what I said about earlier, like our resilience as a team. Like you said, we came back from Mo West. We came back from what, like 12, 15. Like I remember at one point, coach called a timeout when they were going on a run, and he was like, "It's either y'all wake up or we're gonna get beat." And then when they won that little run in the second half, we were having a little defensive struggles, and like he called a timeout again in the media, and I was just sitting there like, we come back from this before, so I mean, we just got to keep playing. That's really all you got to do in those situations with those close games, or whether we got to make a big comeback. You just got to keep playing basketball, because you never know.
You never know.
Never.
You never know. Things happen. There's like, y'all have control on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Football, I can only control
Right.
one half.
Right.
So, so I respect, those games where you come back, man, we've been down, going to half, it's 21 points. I'm like, they're like, well, we better see what we got going on later on tonight. But you never know when it's going to, all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, 10, 7, 3, all right, let's go. Like, we in this thing. So let's let's go play. How about for you, Caden?
I mean, Mo West for sure was a fight, you know. I mean, we got out rebounded pretty good, but we also held them to 33% shooting. So our defense prevailed, even though we weren't dominating the glass like we should have. It was definitely, like I said, a fight though, because every time you looked at the score, we were either up 2, down 2, or tied the whole game. So you just look at it, and like Ev said, it doesn't really hit you until that last minute, you know. And like he said, we got that last defensive stop. Coach comes down, calls a timeout. And then we got the OB situation, and then was it you or was it Coach Boone that made the call to run that?
Me and Rod.
Okay, them two made a perfect call for the situation that we were in. And as soon as I heard that call, I knew it was over. I mean, you look at what Rodney was doing the whole game. I think he went, 9 for something? He was like
16.
9 for 16. That's a high clip, you know what I'm saying?
Clip.
And so as soon as they called that, I knew it was over. You get it in his hands, either he's going to get fouled or he's going to make the shot. I mean, I knew we were going to win that game.
He got fouled.
He got fouled.
But he got.
But
he
the
got
refs were going to
hacked.
swallow the
No,
whistle.
100%. You have to. And
Have to.
Have to.
And it's been getting more physical throughout the late part of the year.
That's what this. Not to slight the NSIC. That's where I came from. So when you guys played Concordia and Minot, like I had seen Concordia play. I don't think I saw Minot play. I coached women's basketball, so obviously we get the chance to watch the men's play a little bit. But the NSIC doesn't seem to be like as physical from my standpoint. It could just be the teams that I'm watching, but like it is like grimy down here. But I ain't trying to slight nobody from
Right.
NSIC by any means. Don't come at me like that. But it just seems like y'all play a extremely high physical game for sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you think of RSU, you probably think of a physical brand of basketball.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. That's
Coach Barkley prides himself on that.
100%. Because nobody wants to go here and get banged up when you go to the rim, or you play incredible on-ball defense. Is that you're on them like glue. You go through over screens, under screens. So definitely have high respect for you because people that can play on ball and then go produce
And then go
offense,
get a bucket.
That's not a very common pretty common skill set to have. So definitely high respect to you. How about for you, Josh? What is that? What are those games like from your perspective?
From my perspective, I mean, obviously I'm proud of all the guys, but I think like the biggest credit as an underclassman, like Caden can say, I think this year we have really good seniors that kind of lead the way. This is the oldest team I've ever been on. I'm 21 and I'm like the 4th or 5th youngest on the team, so I'm one of the young guys.
Yeah.
So I think having the age has really helped. I mean, like Evan and Rod called what was going to be the last play of the game, and I mean
That's very rare.
Yeah, just a credit to them and letting Coach Barkley trust in them. It's fun to watch, honestly. And then I know for a fact in practice, Evan will get onto us a little bit, and I mean it's definitely warranted. But especially I feel like honestly me and Caden, he gets on us a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all in like good nature. Like he's all trying to just make us better players and just prepare us for the future. But I think definitely watching it, you can tell the senior leadership shows.
Mm-hmm. And that's important to have. And like from an old dude to another old dude, we appreciate you doing that. Because if you don't do it, they ain't never gonna learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Because you guys, they've been here. They've been exactly where we're at.
exactly. Because it's hard. It's hard being the young guy. And it's hard being a scout guy. You know what I'm saying? You're giving them the look that they're gonna see. So the better look that you give them, the better, the easier it is when we play in the game. You know what I'm saying? And so being able to see the full picture, especially as an old guy, that's what you get. You get to see eventually those are going to be your shoes. You got new guys coming in, Dougie Aiden, those are your guys that you got to help get to see the full picture earlier. Because the earlier that they see it, the better that your team is going to be. But I want to talk about NSU because what a crazy sequence. We had just finished up baseball, and we're like, oh, we turned on the game. Boy, as soon as we turned on the game, y'all going crazy. We like, what happened? What just happened? Talk about that sequence. They're making 2 free throws, made the 2 free throws, made 2 free throws, right? Or
Yes.
did they miss one?
No,
They
they
No,
both
they
of them.
made both of them.
So that puts the game at 3.
Yes.
And you only had, what, 1 or 2
It was
seconds
like
left?
2.3 seconds or
Something
something
like
like that.
Is that, we call that playing football hook and ladder.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Basically ran the hook and ladder. So talk about, how do you handle that situation? Because there wasn't a timeout, so it wasn't a whole lot of preparation. You just got to go out there and ball.
I mean, first of all, I want to say the pass by Sam is what
A dot.
got the whole thing going.
But
I
he threw a
mean,
dot.
that was a perfect. I don't think that could have been more well placed, And then Rod stepping into the shot, hitting it. I mean, he practices that every day, And like he said, after he made it, there wasn't much excitement on his face because he knows I do that. You know what I'm saying? It was like that's a regular shot for me, And I think we all knew you fouled out, right?
Yeah, I was on the bench.
So
And Isaac fouled out too, didn't he?
He fouled
Isaac
for
fouled
OT.
out in overtime.
Got you. Okay.
But I think we all knew once we went to overtime that we were going to win that
Yeah.
game. I mean, we were down 15 with, 12 minutes to go?
Something like that.
Something like that. Come back within a span of like 6 to 7 minutes. And then it was kind of just that shot was like, all right, we earned it.
Yeah.
Now let's go get it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I mean, it was wild.
The shot is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
That's not like that's like that LeBron James against the Wizard, that turnaround jumper that he shot off the glass, and he called glass. Game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of guys have that kind of level of awareness. Like no matter what I shoot, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna
Right.
make this. So, what a crazy sequence, and it was dope to be a watch and put it up online, all that kind of stuff. So that was dope. Anything from y'all from watching that sequence?
I'll throw a shout out. Before we were down 4, Isaac's crazy 3 that should have been an and one.
That
three.
was an and one three.
It should have been an
yeah.
and one for sure, but that was a crazy shot to get it into one.
Yeah.
I'll say, like I said, Mo Westside was playing, so this game I was on the bench, so I kind of get a different vantage point from it. But I will say, like, just the whole game in general, we started off pretty hot. We were running our press, and they were kind of fun when their coach called a timeout. And then at a halftime, I don't know if it's just because dudes hadn't played the whole first half, and when they just came out and just were sluggish, or we were all just, like I said, I had 2 turnovers back to back, and we just kept turning over the ball, and they just kept hitting threes or whatever they were doing. So, I mean, that was kind of like, dang, like I remember being on the bench, and I was at one point, I was like, yeah, I got 15. I was like, shoot, I'll just try to get 20 because I don't know if we can come back from this. Like,
Right.
we're down, like, what was it?
15?
It's just 17.
17.
Whatever we were
12,
down, the biggest deficit we had, I just remember, like, the momentum was not on our side, and I'm just thinking, like, dang, bro, like, I ain't never going to stop playing, like, to win, but I was like, I mean, shoot, they got all the momentum. We're at their home court. Like, we can't get nothing going.
So hard.
And the fans are talking crazy.
We can't get nothing going. So I just remember
Yeah.
playing. Then, like, the run happened so quick. Like, I want to say it happened within, like, 3 minutes. Like, we started running our press or whatever we were doing. Kept getting stops. Bucket. Another steal. Bucket. They missed. We come down. Bucket. Like, and it was really, like, all Isaac. Like, Isaac had 5 points at half and finished the game with, 29?
29.
And that's all in the second half. So it was like, honestly, during that run, we got a steal. He found a way. I know he got a couple and ones. It was getting layups, and we just kept getting stops or whoever was getting the steals.
Right.
And then when it came down to that time, like I said, Josh said he hit the crazy 3. And then I don't see the play drop. So, like, when I see the play happen, I just see it happen. Like, I see them make the 2 free throws. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, we'll see what happens here. But, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know.
The probability here
was a good fight.
ain't in our
It was
favor.
not.
Ain't in our favor.
But I see Kofi catch it. Cause, like, I don't see him throw the pass. I just see Kofi jump. But look up. I see Rod, like, right in front of me. See Rod shoot it. Faye hit the ground. I'm looking.
Cash.
Oh, he hit it. I get up. I'm like, you. I get on the crowd. I can't say what I was saying to the crowd. I'm talking crazy. I go dap up Caden and Isaac. I'm like, yeah, we finna come back. I was like Josh said, or Caden said, it's like, at that point, I was like, all this work we just did, like, there's no way in
We could,
God's green earth that we can't win this game. When we got the first stop in overtime, I was like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
The crazy part is that up until that point, Rod was 2 for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy was not having a good game.
Stayed the course, though.
Stayed the course though. That is high praise to him and his mental state. I mean, you can just tell how he walked. Like that,
Oh, yeah.
That's how he is. You know what I'm saying? I remember we did the media day video, and I asked him what's his best part of his game. I'm a bucket, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's probably the best tough shot maker
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever played with, played against, seen. Like, he just
I ain't never seen
just hits 'em.
at the
Like
YouTube
the
level
joke-
anybody like that.
The joke going around the team is he shoots better contests than open.
Facts.
Nah, you do.
Facts. You really do. Like the fades, the pull-ups, the like one dribble step back. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's fun. I wish I was, y'all got me in the back streaming and stuff. So I'm like, I want to be in there feeling the game, but I got to cut up the highlights for y'all and everything. But I do want to, kind of get outside of the RSU. Talked a lot about RSU, but kind of just want to talk about this hoops in general. Common question is your starting five. Your all-time starting five. And who would you put in your all-time starting five? So, one of y'all want to start? Who would y'all have?
Want me to start? Go ahead. All right. So, I love Magic, but I love Curry better. So Curry's my one.
Okay.
We gonna go like 1 through 5 like position?
Yeah.
All right. So, go Curry at the 1. Got to put Jordan at the 2. Why are you looking like that?
You putting Kobe at the 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kobe at the 3. I don't want to, but I got to put Bron at the 4 and then Shaq at the 5.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly mine as well.
But don't copy me, bro.
Okay, well, I mean, if I have to switch it up, then I would do Magic at the 1,
Okay.
No.
Kobe at the 2, Jordan at the 3. I mean, if I'm Durant at the 4 over Bron,
Tarantula.
and then Shaq at the 5.
Got you.
Dang, y'all leaving like no one for me, but
I mean, you can make the same list. I just want to
yeah,
say
I
exactly.
definitely have to do like the spacing and defense. Curry at the 1 for sure. Big Kobe guy, so Kobe. Then I'll probably go Jordan at the 3. Then at the 4, give me Durant for the spacing, and then at the 5, probably Shaq.
Shaq.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna switch mine up.
All right.
That's cool.
LeBron's my 1.
Okay.
He running the ship.
Okay.
I got Jordan at my 2. Kobe ain't making my list.
Whoa.
Bad take.
I mean, that's fine.
Not a bad take.
He's going position.
Yeah, true.
Not a bad take. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. Durant's gonna be my 3.
That's cool.
I got KG at my 4.
Okay.
At my 5, I did a lot of Shaq. I ain't gonna do Shaq. I'm gonna put Kareem. Not Kareem. Hakeem.
Okay.
Olajuwon.
I like that.
I like the post work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we gonna post up, we gonna kick it out, and we gonna blast that thing. So,
That's a cold little 5. Right
yeah, bro. And good luck on defense.
Right.
Y'all gonna it's gonna be tough. It's gonna
Yeah.
be tough out there. But I like LeBron at the 1 because he facilitates.
Mm-hmm.
He basically is Magic.
Yeah.
But he's plays with 3. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a huge LeBron guy. Huge
Bron's
LeBron
so
guy.
trash.
What?
Bron's so trash.
Stop playing. Don't do that.
God, Bron's so trash.
What about LeBron could be trash, bro?
It just,
Like, who's your guy? You said Steph?
yeah.
Come on, bro.
What's the record?
Who's your
Come
GOAT,
on,
though?
bro.
What, my all-time player?
Yeah. Who's your-
Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
Jordan, Kobe, Bron.
Everybody can have a set. Everybody has a set at Jordan, but like it's the 1A. Who's your 1A is basically the question. So who's the next person?
My trolling, like if I'm like trolling, would be like if I'm talking to like a Bron person, but like they like love LeBron, like you say Jordan, like, oh my God, Jordan's so trash. I'll be like, it's Jordan, Kobe, Bron. But if I'm not trolling, I'm being for real. It's Jordan, it's Jordan, Bron.
Okay,
That's it.
all right. Because
Like I despise LeBron. Like I just didn't grow up liking LeBron. Like I'm not a hater of LeBron because like I respect his game. Like you can't watch the game of basketball and not be like, this man is like almost 40
Killing.
and he's still hooping, and I'm like 23 and I feel like, dude, like I don't even know if
I
I could go 2 more years, bro. Like he's doing that, so like, you just gotta respect it. Like he's one of the greats. But to me, it's my coach is gonna be Jordan.
I don't think anybody could ever surpass him. You know, it'd be really difficult to do that. But you know, it really depends on what you evaluate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like on a statistical standpoint, it's LeBron by
Yeah.
a landslide.
Yeah.
But if you're going by rings, it's Bill Russell. And if you go by, just magnitude and like what he did to the league and how people respected him, is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And how much people like emulated his game and what he did. I love these videos that be putting out on like Instagram Reels, like, man, the 80s was so trash.
I seen it. The dude that be watching.
Yes.
Man, I'm doing the 80s.
Him, I'm doing the 80s. But like at the same time, it's like Jordan was the first one to come out with like a supreme bag that like nobody had ever seen before. So like, and then plus his 43-inch vertical jumping over everybody and their mamas. Yeah. You could definitely see why Buddy just absolutely dominated
Right.
the league at the time. But, like, you got to respect what the time was and time is and all that kind of good stuff. Who are your NBA teams that y'all, like, rep, that y'all, who do y'all stand by?
The Dallas Mavericks,
Okay.
2011, best run in NBA history.
That was a tough year for Bron. It was a tough year. Man, it's choked it. It's fine.
I got to go the Oklahoma City Thunder. Die-hard Thunder fan. He's laughing because he knows Shea is better than Luka.
And you know what's crazy? NSU game. What happened in the locker room? We looked at the stats of the game. What was it? 40 ball? My fault.
Luka gave Shea a
No. They lost by
Mavs
40.
Oh.
Luka probably had
Hey,
42.
the
but
trade that y'all made, though,
oh, for sure. We can get into that too.
was crazy.
We can get into that too. Because
The
I've been
mo-
saying for years, once the Mavericks get an inside the paint presence like we had with Tyson, we will be. I'm not saying we're gonna win the ring, but
Y'all gonna be.
we'll be able to compete.
contenders.
It's gonna be
for
tough.
Sure.
It's gonna be a tough out. It'll be a very tough out.
We
'Cause
on
now you
what?
have two.
Yeah.
Because
like
once
an
Lively,
8-9
once
game
Lively
last
puts
year,
some
We
weight
got
on.
Gafford and Lively. Yeah.
Oh my! Who's starting?
I'll say probably Lively was sorry.
Is he?
But
is
Lively's been kind of hurt. Like he hasn't. Before we got
banged up?
Gafford and them, he wasn't even playing. Like I haven't been paying as much attention like since the All Star break or about like a little before. But I know Lively wasn't like playing a lot. I think
Yeah.
he was coming off an injury.
Got you. Well, I mean, still, like those are interchangeable parts. And then
Yeah.
plus PJ Washington basically just taken and said, Grant, you are inefficient. See ya. You gotta go. Bucket.
Mm-hmm. That's just more size that we
Just
didn't
more
have.
size,
like,
and he a better bucket.
yeah,
He
for
a
sure.
better bucket than Grant is. by
Even
the
in our run in 2022, like our foreman was like Doe, and Doe's only like 6'. Like Doe's really a guard.
way. Yeah.
Like Finney Smith's really a guard. He's not. PJ, you could say, is like actually big, and like you said, our center's Dwight Powell. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Don't get me started on Dwight Powell. Like that team
And
was
y'all
tough
still
too.
went to the Western Conference Finals.
Exactly. That's why I said we would have had a paint presence with that because, like I said, that's when Brunson really came on the map. That's what got him paid. Brunson
Facts.
came on the map. Dinwiddie was hooping. Luka gon' hoop.
Y'all sick?
Luka gon' hoop. And then, like I said, we had
You
Doe
talking
playing
crazy
defense,
to me,
Dwight
Josh.
Powell, and we had dudes come off the bench like Hardaway, and we just made a little run. I mean, you played the Warriors, they won the ring. I can't be mad because Curry my guy, so my
Yeah.
fault. I want to see him get that fourth so people would be like, oh, Curry ain't win by himself, but be quiet.
Listen, this is a everyday thing between them two.
All better
Every
is.
day.
The Thunder and the Mavs.
Me, him, and Cove. It's
Yeah.
really not between the teams. The teams now I can honestly
It's
say
who's
like,
the better player.
I can say now we can compete. Like obviously before we made these trades, OKC was a better team, like number one team in the West, whatever. But now we actually have some, like you said, 40 ball,
Yeah.
and they don't want to get into Luka SGA conversation because we can look at the stats all day, every day, and
Winning
Every day,
matters.
Corey.
Winning matters.
it does. But it's not just like I said. When me and Kofi have these arguments, it's not just about. We're not talking about team basketball. Like, we can talk about OKC and Mavs. Like I said,
And we can talk about defense. Defense
Defense.
matters.
40
He is-
ball. What are we
he
talking
is-
about?
He is picking
40
up
ball.
two steals a game.
40 ball.
I mean, Luka
What defense is being played?
Luka
What
is
happened when SGA was guarding
impossible.
Luka?
What did Grant Williams say? They're playing for the name on the back of the jersey, man.
Grant Williams on the Hornets and he sucks. He got booted out of the
Bro, he was
Celtics.
on the team though.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Bruh.
He's mad because he got traded and he went to sorry organization.
SGA is the league MVP. There is no
He's
doubt.
not the MVP.
There is no doubt, bro.
Who's the MVP?
Nah.
Uh,
Jokic.
Jokic or Luka Doncic. What are we talking about? We
Is
can pull the
Jokic.
stats right now. We can go to StatMuse and look up
But
when SGA is guarding Luka, how many
You
buckets
look
he
up
get. All of
on
them.
everything. Who do you think is gonna win NBA MVP? And it's always Jokic, then SGA. It's always.
That's because they hate on Luka just because he's that good.
Oh
What do you
my
mean?
Yeah, y'all lucky that Embiid got hurt for real. Or none of y'all.
No one's worried about the
wanna hear
Sixers.
about
They get
Embiid.
booted out second round
I
of the
don't
year.
wanna hear about Embiid.
So don't we not worried
He
about
cries
that.
way too much.
Hey, but who y'all really need to be worried about is those Timberwolves up
Yeah,
Oh,
north.
the
I'm not-
Timberwolves are nice.
Don't do that.
I'm not
Don't
scared.
do that.
I think they're
Best
like,
defense,
This
in
is a
the,
Minnesota
best
guy.
defense in the league.
no, I'm saying I think they're gonna be like how my prediction of OKC is if we get to the playoff part. Like they'll be a good regular season team, like great regular season team. When it gets time to that nitty gritty, like and everybody's in playoff form, I just don't think they have like.
Bro, come see Ant, bro. Come see
No,
Ant.
Ant's a
Come
bucket, I
see
ain't gonna
Ant
lie.
and come watch Ant lock up your boys.
Oh, he would. Luka never
Bro,
gets
you
locked up.
saw them lock up
Lock
in
up
that
who?
possession. It was last year. They locked up Kyrie and Luka.
One possession. Wow.
Hey, to win the game,
One possession.
it's important.
What was the final stats?
Well, see the man.
Okay.
The final
We can go
set.
look
Hey,
at
dub
Luka's
is dub.
averages for the past
Dub
couple
is
games.
a dub
bro.
though, but the,
Oh, for sure.
you know what I'm saying.
Last year we was trash.
But y'all still wouldn't be able to handle with us.
If we play
Who
how
guard-
like we
who
can
guard-
play.
When do the Timberwolves and the Mavs play next?
Shoot,
You have to check.
I don't know.
Y'all need to watch
Yeah,
that
okay,
game
yeah.
together.
But yeah,
It's not
definitely
season.
let me know.
It's a regular season game.
Definitely let me know. Because Ant going crazy.
Answer a bucket.
Ant's a bucket.
They
That's
say,
what-
hey, they do say the 3 futures of the league are Luka and SGA.
I mean, I
It's going to be
believe that.
crazy. It's going
It's
to
gonna
be
be-
like the league is passing off into some
Real deal killers.
Real killers.
Nah, I would say it's gonna be weird, especially like with all the dudes we saw growing up. Like all of us just watching. Like you said, I remember Kobe, KD, Braun, KG, Dirk, Duncan, like all those type of dudes. Like Braun, really like the
CP3.
last. Yeah, CP3. Like
Braun the last.
I mean Curry and them are still playing, but like out of the OG group, my fault. Like the 2000s, yeah, like Braun's really the last, and then like the 10s, they're finna be done too, and it's gonna
There's
be.
2 of them from the 10s. Or 2 of them from the 2010s. PG and Hayward. Those are the only 2 from that 2010 class.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only 2 left.
Yeah, like just
When did what year did Durant get drafted?
I think it was like
09.
09. So he fluctuating.
I'm
kinda.
saying all the
I
dudes.
put him in the 10s probably. Like
Yeah.
that 2010.
Just, I was more not talking about draft class. I was more talking about like the people that like were good in that era. But
Right.
yeah, draft class too. But anyways, it's just gonna be weird like
He
seeing all
might
this.
be 08.
I think he's
07.
earlier.
Yeah,
to be
he
honest.
might be 08, 07.
That might,
He was
that
with
might
the
be right.
Supersonics.
Yeah, he was with the
'Cause I
Supersonics
think-
first.
I think Russell is 9.
Okay, that makes
Okay,
sense.
And
yeah.
Harden is like
10.
10.
10 or
no,
11.
he is 11.
Yeah, I think he's
11.
11. Yeah.
Because, yep.
Nah, it's just gonna be weird seeing all those dudes
No, he can't
be out the league and then a new.
He must be 9.
Still haunts me that the Oklahoma City team didn't win one.
They were
was
so
young.
young, bro.
I know, but
You
they
know,
should have
so
won
Are
one.
you sick that you let go of James Harden? Would you have preferred to let go of James Harden or Serge Ibaka?
Definitely Ibaka.
In grand scheme now,
Harden don't
yes,
do that if he don't leave though.
but
Yeah,
like,
I agree probably.
but like at the time how the league was set up, you needed a rim protector.
Yeah.
And he
And
was the
Serge-
best.
and he was the best. But he was dumb. Could you imagine he had the 3-point shot that he had at the tail end of his
Oh.
career?
Oh.
Then, buddy, y'all would have been stupid. Y'all would have been sick with KP. Kendrick Perkins hold it down the set down there, hold it down. But he was going dumb,
But
bro.
the NBA was not gonna let Braun lose back-to-back finals. That wasn't happening.
That's
For
also
sure.
facts.
Y'all could have been the way better team. They're still winning.
The one that
Let's
hurts
be
the
honest.
most to me though is is when we blew the 3-1 lead.
To the Warriors.
Yeah, because Clay
Oh,
went
yeah.
absolutely nuts.
Yep. That was
Game
when
6 or
Curry
7.
hit the half court shot.
No, that was regular season.
Bro, Russ killed that for you though.
Russ is so trash now. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, he's so
I'm
trash.
not a big Russell Westbrook fan.
He's so trash.
I'm not gonna lie, like you can't hate on him in front of me.
100%.
He's like the city's guy.
Russell Westbrook. His name.
Stop.
Westbrook.
Had the
He-
greatest individual
Hall of
season of all
Famer.
time.
100%.
fine.
But
I'm not talking about his
individual.
career. I'm
This
talking
is
about right now.
team
He's
game.
trash.
He all right. Did you see the team he led to the playoffs when he had the triple
Booted
double
first round.
season?
Didn't they get swept?
Did you see the
Did they
team
get
he
swept?
had in the?
Hey, having Andre Robertson as your shooting guard for
That's tough,
multiple
man.
for
He
multiple
was
plus
a
years.
great
is-
defender though. Wasn't he like almost all defensive team?
Yeah, he
The
was.
second best player was a super young Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, prime Steven Adams too. And after that, he had PG. So what are we talking about?
No, he
All right,
didn't-
PG
he
wasn't
didn't-
on that
he
team
had- he
though with the
wasn't on
triple
that
double,
team.
but I agree they should have went farther when they had PG and Melo.
No, I'm not talking. Melo was old anyway. Melo, they were acting like
Yeah, he's
the
still
same way they were
Why
acting
you
like
gotta do
Melo
Melo-
was.
Why you gotta do Melo like that?
Nah, Melo's my guy. But I'm saying
Okay.
like he wasn't like an intricate part of the team. That's like when they try to have Russ, Melo, and Braun on the Lakers. Like they're gonna do something. Like Melo's been
That
in the
was a
league.
crazy. That
Melo's
was
been in the league for
crazy move by
years.
the Lakers.
Russ was on the back end of his career, and Braun's carrying at 37, 35, whatever. it
Lakers
was.
were like, let me see if I can activate
How,
Prime Melo
how
again.
many old dudes can we get on the team that were relevant at one time
Rajon
and see
Rondo,
see
yeah.
if we can run this thing? But they were like, we just gotta get to the playoffs. All we gotta do
That's
is
it.
get to the playoffs, and we can maybe do something with it. That was crazy. That was a crazy work move.
They were trying to bank on experience.
100%.
over- Yeah.
And they probably would have been really scary
yeah.
late down the stretch before they traded everybody and their mamas and got the lineup, got the core that they got now.
Like Braun usually does, trades everybody.
Hey man, if it ain't working, it ain't working. You gotta
GM
go.
Braun.
It's
Go
like
GM.
look,
GM
if I'm
Braun.
I'm on the Emerald team. If I wasn't working out, y'all been like, yeah, Corey, you gotta go, bro. Tell me I'm wrong.
But every year, like this man trade. This is the first year he hasn't traded a team at deadline. Like the whole
Oh, he
team has
wanted to.
changed.
You saw him put
Oh,
the
for sure.
you saw him put the hourglass up like.
For sure.
Somebody gonna be
So
gone.
what going on, bro? The Warriors tried to go get him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else had reached out to him like, what's going on?
You see him
Would he
lying
fit?
about that?
76ers reached out to him too.
You see him lying about that, saying he didn't know.
Yeah.
Would he fit
God.
on
He
that
was so
Warriors
cap.
team?
He lies so
And that's
much.
one reason I despise Bron. Like, bro,
the
you so
only
cap,
thing- That's
dog.
the only thing I don't like about LeBron is that he tries to be political and like, cause he's the face, so he tries to say the right things, and but you know that he lying.
Did you
He
see
like-
yesterday when he said they asked him like, "Do you want a farewell tour or not?" Whenever you stop, he was like,
Oh.
"I'm 50-50." Bro, stop lying, bro. Everyone in the comments is like, we know what side of 50 he's on, bro. Bron wants all the attention. He always wants the attention.
But the farewell tour would be crazy, bro.
Like when he broke the scoring record and they paused
stopped the game in the middle of the
and he
game?
gave a speech in the middle of the game.
You wouldn't give a speech during the middle of the game after you beat
In
the
the
record?
middle of
After the game, when
40
Curry broke the three-point record, he didn't stop the game. They called a timeout. They did what they did, whatever, and boom, they're not stopping the whole game.
And he
Like,
gave
what?
a speech
Come on,
on the
bro.
court.
Rushing the court was
I
crazy.
love y'all. I love y'all. Be quiet, bro. Please stop talking.
Come on,
Such a
bro.
clown, bro.
But he just about to have beat a record that no one thought was gonna be touched.
You played 21 years. You're gonna break the record. Like what?
As an
He's a
OKC
great
fan,
player.
though, who won that game?
Huh?
The Thunder. The
The
Thunder
Thunder
won
did
that
win
game.
that
That
game.
was pretty disappointing. How do you break the record
And
be
then
king?
lose.
Because you stop in the middle of the game, and now you're focused on all you want to do is get the points. You're not worried about winning.
No, that was so sad, though. Kareem was out there, barely could walk, going to the center court. Oh,
It was
I
tough.
bet Kareem was like, no way that he just paused this game.
Probably, 100%. I mean, it is what it is. I want to talk about one last thing before we wrap up. All-Star Weekend just passed. Talk about like what do y'all see that could be done to improve this All-Star game? Like it's getting to the point where it's being ridiculous. Like I've never seen a more trash. Was it 211 to 186? Like bro, and like this is like an opportunity. Like y'all, everybody's saying like y'all play way harder during the summer. So what's the difference? I mean, like, I get it, y'all in season. Like, y'all got to, you know what I'm saying? It don't got to be a full-on pickup game, but, like, you tell me that y'all can't clamp up for, like, 2 quarters. You know what I'm saying? Horse around for the first half, and then put the third and fourth quarter, you can't pull it together. Like,
I mean,
what y'all think?
my thing is, I think it just comes with like the players. Like now, like you said, we're getting into like a new generation of the league, right? We're not having the same guys like KG, Kobe, dudes that were like mindset wise that were like always want to compete no matter what. Like I remember watching the All-Star games growing up. Like we all know, first 3 quarters kind of lax. Get to the fourth quarter, okay, now we're starting to play. Like the last year that really happened was 2020 when Kobe died. And like that's the last year I remember dudes really were trying to compete. But the dudes that were in that game were dudes like CP3, Bron, dudes like Kawhi, KD.
Who
like,
remember the
Curry.
older center?
yeah, like the older like core of guys coming through. I mean, I see both sides of it. Like I remember Ant just said he was like I see this as like actual break. Like I'm not going out there to like trying to go like 100%. Like I just want to be on enjoy this time and just be on a break. Like, but at the same time, I do understand like the 2 different sides of the fans. Like I understand they're going out there just having fun. Like I do agree it could be a little more competitive. Like not just letting dudes just shoot every time. At the same time, I'm like, you're just out there like just having fun. Like I still watch it just to see you do score, hit crazy shots, like because I just grew up like loving the All-Star game. I remember playing like NBA Live and all that stuff. So I mean, I see both sides, but like I said, I think it just comes with the generation of players that are playing now compared to like just how the older generation of guys was how they like always competed, like no matter what. Like before I start talking too long, I remember when KG was just talking about it too. He was like, I remember when they had one of their games, like the locker room, like everyone was separate. Like it wasn't like a dude from the Lakers was sitting next to a dude on the Clippers or whoever was in that. He was like, we had the Celtics. Our clique was in one corner. You had whoever else was their team was in the corner. Like it was you like, what's up?
Yeah.
Then like at the same time, it wasn't as like gushy as it is now, and that's on their own conference team. Like, and they're finna go out there and try to win together.
That's
So
kind of crazy.
stuff like that.
I didn't even hear that. That's still pretty wild. Like like the bad, like bro, they had such bad blood. Like there really isn't bad blood. Kind of getting a little bad blood between Ant and SGA, but like at the end of the day, like that's all love. But hopefully I hope that stuff starts to come back because I think those storylines are important to. It's like WWE. You gotta have a villain. You gotta have an arc.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just think basketball back in the 80s was, like, when Jordan and them played, I felt like it was just way more competitive. I just feel like, you don't think so?
I mean, it's still competitive now.
I know it's
We're
competitive
just
now.
talking about All-Star, like All-Star.
I know, but I'm getting into that.
My
Like,
fault.
it would lead, like,
let him finish his take.
all this, like, all the competitiveness into that would lead into the All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? And they would really go at each other.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I saw something on Twitter, and it was like, maybe they should make the winner, whatever team wins, the West or the East, whoever wins should get home court advantage in the finals for the first game.
That'd be
dumb.
tough.
And I seen why somebody sent in the comments why that was too, because like think about it from this perspective. If you're on like say you're like the number 2 overall team, and then someone like on the number 1 team is like playing in the All-Star game, you basically just gave them home court advantage, or like vice versa or whatever it is. Like you just gave the team that could be your rival home court advantage for the whole playoff or final.
See,
whatever it
but
is.
like I also understand the point of like you're not thinking about that. You're thinking you're gonna make it to the finals.
Right. Yeah. It's an
But I've also
incentive.
my thing is like
I understand, but still it could hurt you in the long end. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I just won and I just gave Braun and the Lakers the home court advantage for the finals.
my thing with that is like, are you telling me the 73-9 Warriors should not have home court advantage after their historic
Yeah,
run?
that too. Like,
I just
say
don't
the
understand.
East just
that.
won it, and then you're like, oh, so the Warriors are the best ring in the NBA. They don't have home court advantage.
Yeah.
That's just
I think they should open up the checkbook.
That's what I think.
You know, just like the in-game tournament. Pay them. Boy, those dudes would be like an extra, you know, what I don't know how much they got for the in-game tournament. It was like
It's like
750. It was
Shoot,
like- it was
honestly,
100K.
take away all their fines for the rest of the year. Draymond would love that
Draymond
one.
would love
He would
that.
love that one.
But there has to be something.
Yeah.
You gotta be something because like you know, people will stop watching it. You're gonna stop getting viewership and like
I didn't watch it.
I haven't watched it in years, but you know, I just keep up with it, you know, on Instagram and everything. But yeah, it's just getting ugly, and like All-Star Weekend in general is kind of getting a bad rep. The skills challenge, like seeing Scotty Barnes shoot the behind the back,
And
half
Anthony
court
Edwards
shot.
shooting left-handed 3-pointers, like
Hey man, don't come at my guy, bro. Relax,
like I
relax,
said, it's
relax.
just all the mentality of the dudes they got out there. Like
I know,
you
but
got a
like,
bunch of
this thing
goofballs.
This thing is a joke, bro. But like, you know, it's a huge honor. Like people are voting you in because they want you to represent their team. So it's a tough thing. We can go all day talking about it. But you know, overall, I appreciate you guys, you know, coming on the show, hanging out with me, and bro, it was some good talks about, you know, basketball and that kind of good stuff. You know, wish y'all the best in these last 4 games or so. And then obviously in the tournament, let's go ahead and make a run. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hopefully they let me get out the house, go up there, watch a game or something up in KC or whatever. But for another edition of Voices on the Hill, I'm Corey King for Josh, Caden, and Evan. We appreciate y'all watching.